This is Sky Sports, a part of the British Sky Broadcasting Network. Sky Sports, the FA Premier League, and Ford proudly present a whole new ball game. Ford Monday Night Football. Exclusively live, Queen's Park Rangers versus Manchester United. Only on Sky Sports in association with Foster's.
Norwich City went back to the top of the Premier League on Saturday. It was Villa's turn on Super Sunday, and they did it in real style. Can Manchester United leapfrog back into pole position tonight?
Ford Monday Night Football.
Queen's Park Rangers and Manchester United on the Monday Night Football. Both came into it having won their last 3 matches. United, of course, with the incentive of going top. The pre-match team news wasn't encouraging for Queen's Park Rangers. Match commentators Andy Gray and Ian Dark.
Let's check first of all, shall we, on the Queen's Park Rangers side. They've had a luckless week with injuries following broken legs on the same day for Ray Wilkins and for Gary Penrice. They've now lost their key striker Les Ferdinand, who injured a groin in shooting practice over the weekend. So Dennis Bailey, who scored that famous hat-trick at Old Trafford last season, gets a rare chance. Andy Sinton and Ian Holloway have both been past fit after looking very unlikely starters last week.
Yeah, key players definitely missing, but I don't think Jerry Francis will change his formation. But what he'll be looking for, and what's very important, that Dennis Bailey and Bradley Allen partnered for the first time this season. Can they damage this very solid United rearguard?
Well, Manchester United travel in full confidence. They're on a great roll at the moment. They tried very hard to get Eric Cantona, their French Colt hero, fit for this one, but his hamstring, injured last week against Spurs, is still very sore. So Andrei Kanchelskis, the Ukrainian winger, gets his first start since October. 3 wingers nominally in that team, and on the bench, a first glimpse of the big time for 20-year-old Welshman Craig Lawton.
Well, a question I'm looking to be answered, Ian. Will he go with a 5 in midfield and use Ryan Giggs in there as well alongside Brian McClair? I think he'll actually pair Giggs with Hughes up front. Very positive move that. The way they're going, the way the results are, no need to be anything but positive for United. And an area of the park I'm really looking forward to viewing tonight. David Barsley's defensive abilities could really be tested to the limit tonight. That's if Manchester United can get the ball to Lee Sharp. And if he can produce the type of form he has shown recently.
Andy Sinton will be up against Paul Parker, who returns to Loftus Road for the first time. And he's really looking forward to the occasion, Paul Parker. Those two, by the way, had a brief chat over the phone with a lot of banter this week. Friendly relations will be suspended for 90 minutes. John Martin, the oldest referee in Great Britain at 53, is the match official as Queen's Park Rangers in their traditional blue and white hoops get us underway here. And we've had some fabulous value, I must say, every time we've featured Rangers this season. Laid off by Bailey, Impey making a run forward, and away by Bruce for Manchester United. Irwin clearing this one, and then Lee Sharp knocking it forward, but Peacock there for Queen's Park Rangers.
And it looks as if Ryan Giggs is going to partner McClair as a front two. Both have lined up in that area. What's noticeable, the first thing I notice is the atmosphere. It's very much like a cup tie atmosphere. I think that's shown the importance of the game for both sides.
Oh, and that was a real race for it for Tony Roberts there. Just getting there ahead of Ryan Giggs. Queen's Park Rangers, of course, having to reorganise a lot now that they've lost their midfield marshal, Ray Wilkins, who's been hobbling around on crutches backstage and says it's going to be 6 or 8 weeks before he's back. Bad luck that for Ray, and we wish him a speedy recovery. That's McClair nodding it down intelligently. Sharp making the run. Great to see him back in the big time after so many problems with illness and injury. Just wonder how United might spark tonight. Cantona has been their recent inspiration with 4 goals in the last 4 games. Now they have to make do without him, at least for this one. Here's Sharp again, trying his trickery on David Bardsley. Now Ince, who's had an outstanding season so far. Pallister marauding forward from the back. Ince once again. Lovely football that from United. Lovely one-touch stuff to Kanchelskis now. Can he find an angle for the shot or cross? No, because Wilson is there. Hughes. Kanchelskis just showing a bit too much of it to Andy Sinton. Parker wins it back brilliantly. United making the fast, positive, fluent start you'd expect of a side who've won 7 and drawn 2 of their last 9 League and Cup matches. Paul Parker. And United will have the corner. Lee Sharp trotting across to take it. Mark Hughes there with 11 goals already this season. Well, United have pushed Pallister forward here, and Steve Bruce is around as well. So there's an aerial threat here for Queen's Park Rangers. This one comes across, and Bruce it is who gets the header, and Tony Roberts eases the danger.
Well, he totally lost Darren Peacock there, Steve Bruce, in that instance. Peacock's marking him, takes out his eyes off him. And the only thing that saves him there is that the cross is just a fraction too high for Bruce to deal with.
Peak can't quite keep this one in.
I'm looking at the bench here, and Jerry Francis and his coaches are trying to get his team to settle down. It really has started very much like a cup tie. Fast, ferocious.
Now Sinton with a chance to give Queen's Park Rangers some lengthy possession, but no, is Ince for United. Eventually it falls to Barker. And now Wilson. And typically headed away by Pallister, who wins so much in the air. Now Bardsley. Bailey attacking this one. Lee Sharp with that lovely left foot of his. Ince, Leclerc, nice knock-off. Hughes, Giggs breaking down the middle, and Wilson had read that well. And there's Parker once again. United with the bit between their teeth, looking to reclaim the top spot. Having lost it yesterday to Aston Villa. And before that to Norwich City on Saturday. Away wide to Wilson. There's the distinctive figure of Peacock playing it out to Bardsley.
Well, David Bardsley just letting Lee Sharp noise around there, wasn't he? What's important for David Bardsley, though, and Clive Wilson tonight is that Andy Impey and Andy Sinton helped them out with 2 positive front wingers playing here. The wide men of Queen's Park Rangers really have to double back and help the fullbacks.
Queen's Park Rangers and people around here say don't just discount us in the championship race either. We've got a couple of games in hand and handily placed in 6th position. Bardsley long towards Bradley Allen and Paul Parker, who graced this stadium for 4 seasons and captain Queen's Park Rangers with the interception.
I think that's been the thing. Everyone's been dominated by the fact that Manchester United could go top again here tonight if they win. And what people have tended to forget is that in the top 3 or 4 teams, Queen's Park Rangers have 2 games in hand. If they win them both, and they're up there with the Blackburns of this world, and they really will have a genuine chance. But they've got to win tonight. That's how important the game is for Queen's Park Rangers as well.
Sinton can't quite keep it in. Of course, Rangers have a big cup match coming up here as well at the weekend at home to the other Manchester side, City. And I hope to have Ferdinand back for that one. The bounce is a bit cruel to Hughes, and it allows Peacock to get it away. Now then, Andy Sinton, who's recovered from an Achilles injury to play in this one. This United defence is very, very hard to break down. They have the best defensive record in the Premier League this season, and they had the best record last season as well. Ince in the 1-2 and switching it wide and instantly to pick up Irwin. Hughes.
Well, I'm not very happy with that. Mark Hughes in particular certainly looked like Lee Sharp was taking out the play there.
Sharp is struggling a little bit. He took a knock there. Well,
He just looked to play a little 1-2 with Mark Hughes, and as he was going for the return, I think it was Ian Holloway, whether he was just in his way or whether he deliberately body checked him, I wasn't too sure about.
Well, let's hope Lee Sharp is all right. He's had a luckless time with hernia and groin injuries and then viral meningitis, and that I'm sure is what Alex Ferguson is thinking there as he looks on. Lee Sharp needs all the luck in the world, really.
Here it's here, you just see knocks are Evelyn, and I don't think there was anything, in all honesty, Ian Holloway could have done about it.
On the far side of the field, Andy Sinton getting some treatment as well. And I don't know whether that's the same injury that made him doubtful for this match. He'd been in a kind of oxygenated decompression chamber, and Andy was telling me before the game he couldn't even run as late as last Thursday. And this revolutionary machine has got him fit for this game, or certainly helped him to.
I think I'm booking an appointment or two for that machine now.
Well, they cost 32,000 quid apparently, those machines, Andy. You've got a bit of loose change?
Not as much as you have.
Wouldn't bet on it. They're both okay, happily. Now here's Steve Bruce for United. Alistair. He's given that one away. Now Bradley Allen. Out to Andrew Impey, another of the Rangers youngsters. Looking to run Irwin and doing it to some effect as well. Can he get a good cross? And he can. And it dropped down too to Simon Barker.
Well, he gets away with that. A real positive run from Andy Impey. Gets in there and doesn't quite miss the front post out there. But Peter Schmeichel's mighty relieved to see that bobble pass.
Barker was the man who had closed in, but that was a great run from Andrew Impey, the 21-year-old who's recently lost his place and certainly will be looking to impress again tonight. He's back in the last couple of games with Rangers having so many injury problems. Clive Wilson. Irwin. Rangers getting in a bit of a midfield muddle. United have the chance to break forward. Ince holding it up well, finds Kanchelskis in some space, and the early ball is too long with a posse of red shirts closing in too.
They're not very happy with Andrei Kanchelskis. It's really got to mean more when he gets it in those positions. Super play from Paul Ince, who worked the space, worked the opening, and this really, he should be providing a better cross than that in that situation. Under no pressure whatsoever there.
Hasn't been in the team since October the 31st, or hasn't started anyway. Kanchelskis kept out by the form of Giggs and Sharp. Irwin's ball forward, and pushing by Hughes on McDonald, and those few have had a few battles down the years. Alan McDonald, who captains Queen's Park Rangers tonight with Ray Wilkins out injured. No stranger to captaincy, of course. He does the job for Northern Ireland. Lee Sharp coming forward again. He's been very prominent in the early stages. Giggs and Sharp, but The whistle had gone for a bit of off-the-ball argy-bargy in midfield, and Hughes is the man.
Well, there's no doubt big Alan McDonald catches Mark Hughes. The ball just nicks it before him and can't catch him very late. But I think it's the reaction of Mark Hughes to the tackle that brings the referee to stop the play. I think you can see from that how late Alan McDonald was.
And a booking here for Alan McDonald. It's his 5th booking of the season.
It's a pity that for Manchester United, because it was a real promising little move they had pieced together.
Yeah, United will have wished that the referee had played the advantage rule. Well, I think Hughes may be in trouble here. I don't know whether he's going to be able to continue. Well, this is a real blow for United with Eric Cantona unable to start, and I think this might be the end of Mark Hughes' evening.
Well, it must be bad, Ian, because Mark Hughes is not the type of player to go off the park, let alone be helped off the park.
No substitution being made just at the moment, though. They're going to have a look at Hughes and see whether maybe they can get him back fit and ready to take his place again in the match. So United playing with 10 men at the moment. Bruce takes the free kick short for Ince. And Bruce just played into a little bit of trouble on Ince's return ball. Now Lee Sharp. Giggs. Two youngsters looking to work the give and go down the left-hand side. That's a poor clearance from Roberts. Holloway to Simon Parker. And Parker there, letting in Bailey for a moment. And United, with the crowd screaming for a Rangers free kick, get it away. Parker again. Impey. Frenetic pace about this, and some passion too. Sinton. Now David Bardsley. Spread wide for Dennis Bailey. Bailey down to Wilson. Nice lay off that. And now Bailey again. And Rangers get the corner.
That was a real let-off, wasn't it, for Paul Parker? There are certain situations when, as a defender, you really have just got to clear your lines. Mike Phelan stripping off, so I just wonder if the worst news possible for Manchester United, Mark Hughes isn't coming back, and he's certainly not now.
Mike Phelan has come onto the pitch. We've seen the last of Mark Hughes, and this is real problems for Manchester United. How are they going to play this tactically? We'll let you know. Meanwhile, the corner taken by Sinton, one in the air by Pallister. Sinton again. Gets in the cross, and Bradley Allen, that was a smart volley on the turn.
A good little ball in near post, wasn't it, from Andy Sinton? Plays it into a lovely little area, and Steve Bruce is just a little bit slack on Bradley Allen.
It took years of training and dedication to get to the top. And as champion, I've taken on the toughest challengers in the WWF. Razor Ramon, I'm going to teach you what it means to be a champion, because I've never been afraid to work hard and sweat.
Hey, Chico, the only reason you sweating, because you are afraid.
The champion, the challenger, the Rumble. On a Haven holiday, you get more. More fun, more entertainment, more value, more special offers. And with quality accommodation in 46 locations around the UK, you get a lot more choice. With Haven, Britain's biggest self-catering company, you get a lot more holiday for your money. For a free brochure, dial 100 and ask for free phone Haven Holidays or see your travel agent.
1.6 16-valve engine, side impact bars, and a new body. It's the shape to be in. The new 16-valve Escorts.
Biactol helps prevent spots. How? Suppose these are bacteria. Bacteria get onto your skin and cause spots like these. Well, suppose this cricket bat is Biactol face wash. But because bacteria come back every day, use Biactol every day. So for fewer spots, buy Biactol, the bacteria basher.
You're a smoker. Don't you find your teeth get stained?
No.
Not even after tea or coffee?
No.
So you use a harsh abrasive stain remover?
No.
Clinamin has Polynam to gently remove stains without harsh abrasive action.
So it's not like most toothpastes?
No.
Clinamin gives you the confidence to look your best every day of the week.
No stains, no problem.
Are you using a separate fabric softener and compact detergent? Are you spending more than you need? Stop. Now there's a better buy. New Ultra Bold Liquid. It's an ultra detergent and softener all in one. And it costs less than these two. So why buy two? Just buy one. New Ultra Bold Liquid all in one. And now our new refill can save you even more money. Better buy Bold.
You've probably noticed that ads for John Smith's bitter tend to concentrate on the beer. That's because John Smith's has a unique, full-bodied flavour that deserves no-nonsense advertising. In fact, it's been a constant battle to keep the ad people at bay with all their gimmicks. But thank goodness, John...
Oh, very clever. Oh, no. Get off!
Because you love him, give him Caesar. Choice cuts of fine meats carefully selected and prepared with the vitamins and minerals he needs every day. Caesar, to love him like he loves you.
Wednesday at 8:30, the 2-hour premiere of a brand new series.
I just want to say I'm quitting the paper and joining the FBI.
6 young professionals balancing the excitement and challenge of their careers
You are being charged with murder in the first degree.
with their intriguing personal relationships. For them, the time of innocence is over.
She can't die, Rhea.
The British premiere of The Round Table, Wednesday, 8:30 on Sky One.
Here's Bardsley. Looking to feed Impey down that right-hand side. He got caught in possession by Phelan. Now Barker has given this to Kanchelskis, and Giggs has got the pace to keep this in. Lovely turn from Giggs. This is dangerous from United. Giggs again. And oh, what a fantastic reflex save that was from Tony Roberts, from Darren Peacock's, well, near own goal.
I think you're finding it hits the crossbar. I don't think Tony Roberts gets anywhere near this. Hits him there, off the top of the bar with Roberts completely beaten. What a let-off for Queen's Park Rangers.
I thought for a moment that the goalkeeper had got his hand to that. Apologies. United have the corner. Bruce gets it back in. Kept away by Wilson. Extraordinary let-off that for Rangers. And Bailey turning well. And he's playing pretty well for a man who's had very little first-team action of late. Irwin getting in. Now Giggs. Irwin again.
He's got a zip about it this game, he really has.
Still this furious, frenetic pace about it. And here's Sharp, getting onto his left foot. He can hit them from here. And into the net by Ince. Oh, what a goal that was. That was so clever from Ince. Nothing looked on until his bicycle kick. United are ahead.
Because he's scored many. Two, I think, this year. His first one at Kraken in the local derby. And this one, all about improvisation. Great athleticism from Paul Ince. The ball's wickedly deflected. Look at his reaction there. And that's a quite wonderful finish.
Well, United are flying a bit at the moment. It was great work from Lee Sharp. Hit it across the face of the goal, and look at that from Ince for improvisation. Queen's Park Rangers 0, Manchester United 1. And are the Old Trafford club going back to the top this Monday night? Long way to go yet, of course. Well, Paul Ince has had a fabulous season for Manchester United. And he puts a lot of it down, you know, Andy, to being a father now. He's got a little son who's a year old, and he said it's made him a lot more mellow and mature a player.
Well, he's certainly that. That's for sure, he's certainly that. But what it was a wonderful move that led up to it. The way they passed the ball from, I think they had it left back area and worked it all the way across the field to Lee Sharp on the right here.
Well, Paul Ince will be very, very pleased with that one. He doesn't get many goals, as Andy was saying. Quite right, Andy, second of the season. But that's one for the treasure chest, that. What can Rangers do about it? Wilson. Skipper McDonald. Forward towards Bradley Allen, who's not being given much of a look in so far by Bruce and Pallister.
Well, if the ball's been delivered from the centre-back, so it's got to be delivered into an area that does give the front men a chance, because they've got two real competitors in the air, and Pallister and Bruce, if anything's high.
Big test this of Queen's Park Rangers' wit and invention in the face of this miserly United defence. Sharp again, having a good match. Yesterday the Aston Villa fans were chanting, "Are you watching Manchester?" Now it's the United fans who are chanting, "Are you watching Villa?" Sinton, lovely positive run from him. Bradley Allen. Here's the cross, aimed towards Impey, but Phelan is there for United. Another good game this at Loftus Road. You don't get very many bad ones. Impey. Good run from him, and miscued by Steve Bruce. And what about that from Peter Schmeichel? Just now it's the United fans who are chanting, "Are you watching Villa?" Sinton. Lovely positive run from him. Bradley Allen. Here's the cross, aimed towards Impey, but Phelan is there for United. Another good game this at Loftus Road. You don't get very many bad ones. Impey. Good run from him, and miscued by Steve Bruce. And what about that from Peter Schmeichel?
Well, again, more and more brave at these goalkeepers and taking chances. I mean, there's no way this is a deliberate pass to Peter Schmeichel, but he's not taking any chances, is he?
It's the sort of thing you usually see in Roy of the Rovers and nowhere else, that. Rangers have the corner. And up goes Pallister again. How many aerial challenges has he won this season? Irwin gets it away this time, but only to Sinton. Parker beats his old mate. Wilson, hit long. Impey, Parker, Bailey. Crossed in towards Impey, who had a fair chance there. And he doesn't get enough goals, Andrew Impey. He'd be the first to admit it. That was a good chance, Andy.
I think Steve Bruce reacts to a shout from his goalkeeper. Looks to be claiming it, runs out the way, and allows Andy Impey a free header. I can only assume that Steve Bruce was reacting to a call from Peter Schmeichel. Otherwise, a man of his experience wouldn't be ducking under the ball.
To be fair to Andrew Impey, it wasn't that easy. It was on the stretch.
I hate to say it, but I think that Les Ferdinand might have completed it a little bit better than Andy Impey there.
Giggs is away here. This could be two. It is. Ryan Giggs and Manchester United are in the box seat in a big way here now.
What coolness and composure from the young man here. This one's just route one, isn't it? But when you've got the pace of Ryan Giggs, you've always got a chance beyond central defenders. And he finishes it beautifully. Darren Peacock gets sucked forward first of all. He spins on him immediately, Giggs. That gives him the space he needs. And his finish emphatic.
Fourth goal of the season for 19-year-old Ryan Giggs. And often supporters think that those chances are very easy, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Often they're anything but that if you're the fellow who has to put the ball in the back of the net, and Giggs took that with some aplomb.
You have a decision there, I think, in that situation, whether you use power or whether you use finesse. I mean, there's someone so young, you invariably find at times that they adopt the powerful. But there, Giggs showed the quality he's got.
Problems really mounting up here for Queen's Park Rangers, already denuded by injuries and clearly missing the cool midfield Marshall Ray Wilkins. That's not too clever from Pallister for once. But he redeems his error. Now McClair. Kanchelskis and Wilson. They were heading, I thought, for a countering collision, but Kanchelskis just got there first. It took the deflection off the Rangers defender. Here's Parker. That's good play by Bardsley. David Bardsley, one of several Queen's Park Rangers players who's been the subject of transfer speculation this season. And Jerry Francis has made it clear that if Rangers start selling their best players, he's off. Impey here. Still in play, Bardsley. Arthur just caught in possession there, but Rangers still have it.
They really are working tremendously hard, Manchester United, when they haven't got the ball. Players all over the pitch, putting Queen's Park Rangers players under pressure.
Wilson. Long. Bailey is in there. So too's Pallister, though. And United can counter here quickly again. Sharps clear on the far side. Instead, they elect Kanchelskis on the right. He gets in the cross shot. Not a bad idea from Kanchelskis, low and hard, and somebody running towards the near post might have got a touch too, Andy.
Good positive run from Andrew Kanchelskis. Just chokes the shot a little bit by hitting it into the ground, and it just took a little bit of pace off it. But who's in there again? Pollins. Really taking over the Brian McClair mantle in recent weeks, where McClair's been the one who's been forcing the play in the box. Pollins has been mainly the one that's held in the midfield area. McClair up front now. Pollins has said, if there's somebody going to go in the box, I'm making sure it's me.
Donald back to Wilson. And here's Peacock. Picking on McClair there and dancing with death a bit, but he got away with it. Give him credit. Holloway. McPhelan covering. That's not a very good clearance from Peter Schmeichel.
Oh, what are you on about? Straight to centre back.
That's exactly what he meant, of course, wasn't it? They work on that in training, don't they, Andy? Now then, United and Bruce getting this one away. Villa cracked in 5 yesterday and put on a champagne performance, and United have got 2 already here tonight, despite losing Mark Hughes earlier on. Coming up to the 35-minute mark.
When you mentioned earlier that Jerry Francis hoped that his wide men would provide the key to unlock this Manchester United defence, but apart from one run from Andy Impey, we really haven't been able to get the ball to both Impey and Andy Sinton.
Yeah, the supply lines have been cut, haven't they, basically? Jerry Francis must be a pretty worried man. And now needs to get 3 goals to win this against the best defence in the Premier League. This is a good run from Barker. And Sinton, oh, nearly fell for him. It still does, and it takes a deflection, and Schmeichel does well.
Good goalkeeping. Kept his eye on the ball there, and he had to. A good little run from Anderson, good little move, creates the opening by dragging it wide. Deflects off Paul Parker, but good goalkeeping from the big man.
No let up in the pace. Bruce. And collision between Peacock and Giggs.
Well, that's what you mean. If you're playing little men up front like Ryan Giggs, Steve Bruce just delivered the ball that really gave Giggs every chance to win it and compete against a guy who's probably 5 or 6 inches taller than him.
So Bruce with the free kick for Manchester United. United with a lot of men forward again, including Pallister on the far post. And it's he who closes in on it, but there was a push by Pallister, and Rangers get the free kick.
We're just going to have a quick look at both of these goals from in the net there, but just look at the way he adjusts himself, Paul Ince. People will say that's a little bit of luck involved, but I think it's a great goal. And here, cool as you like from Ryan Giggs. And that a real crucial score.
Well, the question keeps getting asked. Might this be United's year for the first time since '67? Not a football to be played yet. Here's some of it with Wilson with the cross. Pallister wins yet another ball in the air.
And many people were thinking that last year, Ian, and they were wrong. It might have been Manchester United's year. I'm sure Alex Ferguson will be using that as a weapon to drive his players onto the title.
Here's McDonald. Bailey. Brought the Allen out wide right, but couldn't find him through the thicket of red shirts. Oh, and Parker's hurt there.
One.
Parker's hurt. Well, something's gone there by the look of it. Let's hope that isn't as serious as it looked.
Andy Sinton really does launch himself at Paul Parker here. Parker, for me, was always favourite to the ball. Plays it there, and then he goes, launches himself right onto the right thigh of Paul Parker. It's no surprise that the Manchester United players are very furious about this. Then he launches them. Nowhere near the ball there.
Ooh, you could feel that from up here, Andy. The studs landing there right on the inside of his thigh. And I think on the far side there's a bit of verbals going on there between the rival managers, Alex Ferguson and Jerry Francis. The policeman in there as well. And order happily quickly restored. The linesman having something to say as well on that far side. Well, while Paul Parker is getting some treatment, Jerry Francis is having plenty to say over there.
I think what he's saying is get him in the box. I think he's looking to get, and that's exactly what he's doing. But I think when you see the tackle as often as we have there, he's every right to be furious about it, Alex Ferguson. Really looked a nasty one.
Oh, here's Rangers. That ball is kept in. United under a bit of pressure here at the end of the first half. Rangers badly needing to get a goal before the break.
Well, I said it felt like a cup tie right at the beginning of the game, and it's certainly carried on in that vein, isn't it?
Giggs to McLeod. He's still got it too, but this time Bardsley gets there. Bruce United with 10 men in the Rangers half at the moment. And through to Tony Roberts. A reminder of the big football coming up on Sky tomorrow. Cardiff City and Swansea in the Autoglass Trophy. A Welsh derby with plenty of fervour live. Then on Wednesday, we'll have Bristol Rovers and Aston Villa coming up in the FA Cup. And on Saturday, live from the Premier League with a 5 o'clock kickoff, it'll be Coventry City and Oldham. Those games coming up on Sky Sports. Meanwhile, live at Loftus Road tonight, Manchester United 2-0 to the good.
I can't believe that the pace of the game is going to continue in the second half. It really has been quite unbelievable. They'll certainly be glad of the break, won't they?
Decided some run that Manchester United are having at the moment, unbeaten since they lost at Aston Villa on November the 7th. Here's Sinton trying to retrieve something before the break for Rangers. Eats in very, very quickly on him.
Great play from Collins. He was the first to react and he quickly taken free kick.
It's his confidence so high now that he's an England player as well. Wilson. Allen let it run, but United get it away again. Giving away to Wilson. Allen. Caught late by Ince by the look of it. Yeah, that was a free kick, all right.
Good skill from Badr Allen, quick feet. It's what he's got. It's very, very quick. Tight little situations, and that's what fools him. Look at the way they move the ball very quickly, and Collins just caught out there.
So what can Rangers conjure up here? Clive Wilson with the free kick. Schmeichel like a giant off his line.
Far too much height net, far too near a goalkeeper of his quality. He'll come for them all day.
Sharskis with the speculative knock-on. It wasn't a bad one either with Lee Sharp breaking through the middle. It is Ian Holloway. It's a good nod on to Bradley Allen. And Bradley Allen with the chance here, and Schmeichel with his legs, and a second chance for Allen. And didn't he do that well? 2-1.
Well, they needed a goal, didn't they, before half-time, and Bradley Allen's given them that lifeline. The slip from Paul Parker was crucial.
Well, the predatory instincts of the Allen family. 10 years the younger brother of Clive.
Yeah, you see the slip from Paul Parker. Schmeichel thinks he saved it. But wasn't that very bright and very cool from another youngster on the pitch?
Really quick thinking from Bradley Allen. Now, here's Ince. That could sting United a bit. They look for the instant response. Kanchelskis closing in on this one with the header. Angle too tight.
Well, I think you've been kind, Ian. I think someone with better aerial ability there could have dealt better with that ball.
Well, you daren't blink here at the moment. Parker. This is really set up brilliantly, certainly for us neutral observers. Sinton. Long towards Impey, who gets there. Allen. Down to Paul Parker, and happily he's all right again. He's had his fair share of injury problems since his move, £2 million move indeed, to Old Trafford.
Won't be happy though. Alex Ferguson, his team had gone in at 2-0 at half-time. You really do feel there would have been a mountain to climb for Queen's Park Rangers. 2 minutes before the interval, a slip from Parker. The Queen's Park Rangers have suddenly got the bit between their teeth and can sense a real comeback here.
Really was a very, very well taken goal by Bradley Allen as well to put Rangers back in business here. Now here's Wilson. Not long, Bardsley's in there, and Impey!
Well, Davis Barsley got forward to use his height at the back post. And again, I'm not too sure whether Andy Impey could have done better here. The ball's knocked down and Impey and Palliser go for it. Impey certainly gets there first.
Horrible bounce for him there, wasn't it, Andy?
It was a nasty height, Ian, and that's probably what made it difficult for Andy Impey. But in that situation we're talking about, he opted to try and put power into the shot. And perhaps a mind of a Ryan Giggs there might just have been able to have lofted it into the far corner. But that's easy for me to say up here.
Finchelskis. United very positive. Finchelskis on the left foot, takes a deflection, and Roberts in the end, I think, was glad it did.
It certainly helped him, the deflection. Not so sure whether they're beating the dive of Tony Roberts, but the deflection just drifted it into his body.
Well, this game at the moment gets better and better. Sinton. Wide to Bardsley. Angwood, Impey, and Allen in there as well. Holloway, typically tenacious, winning it back. Allen looking for the deft turn. Pallister had read it. United, at the moment, just being asked one or two questions.
I don't think we should have half-time, Ian. It'd be a shame. It's been such a fabulous first half. We should just scrap it and just carry on in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes it's a pity. You do feel like that, don't you, sometimes? But I don't think they're going to change the rules for us, Andy. Andrew Impey, who's had a couple of little chances, neither of them easy. But on another night, I suppose he might have got two. And here's Impey again. He's getting plenty of the ball now. Three United players around him. Here's Bailey closing in, but the cross had the wrong angle on it.
Nasty little bobble it took for Andy Impey there. Just as he opted to cross, it just sat up nastily for him.
Queen's Park Rangers 1, Manchester United 2, in a game which is living up to expectations at Loftus Road.
What a difference for Terry Francis, his team top. He's thinking it 2-0 down. How do I lift my players? How can I make them believe they're in this game still? Now suddenly he can go in and his players are buoyant. They're back in the game.
And Queen's Park Rangers, too, are the kind of side who are always happiest when they're attacking and being positive rather than sitting back on things, and they'll certainly have to be attacking and positive. There's still work to do for them here. Major work. Wilson eventually gets it away. And there goes the whistle to end a first half which was excellent value for money. It really was. Paul Ince with that bicycle kick goal, a marvellous little piece of improvisation from him to put United ahead. Ryan Giggs' cool finish one-on-one with the keeper to make it 2-0. And then Bradley Allen, sharp finish from him too. QPR 1, Manchester United 2, with a great second half to come. And at half-time, analysis from two of the biggest names in football, George Best and Kenny Dalglish, not to mention Richard Keys. Join us after the break.
Live cup action, local rivalry, fierce competition in the Autoglass Trophy between Cardiff City and Swansea City. Wembley hasn't seen a Welsh club for 65 years. Will one of these two change all that? Tomorrow night live at 7 on Sky Sports.
Some people take shampoo and conditioner in the shower, but I settled for a can of John Smith's and dandruff.
How do you keep getting rid of stains like this, chocolate, without fading colours to this? A real problem with some traditional powders, but not with new Ariel Colour. It's got a unique Colour Plus system. The bleaching agents have been taken out, and they've put in colour-safe stain digesters. To prove it, I was asked to try it. After just one wash, Ariel Colour got the chocolate out, unlike some other powders. The more it's cleaned, the more it fades. But with aerial colour, it's clean and still green, even after 20 washes. So to get your whole wash clean, don't change your colours, change your washing powder. We did, didn't we? Yeah! New aerial colour digests stains without bleaching out colours.
Hello.
Introducing Turkey Sticks. The new quality turkey finger from Bernard Matthews.
There you go.
Prime, tender turkey wrapped in delicious golden crumb. You can't beat new Turkey Sticks from Bernard Matthews.
With a new 1.6 16-valve engine, side impact bars, and a new body, it's the shape to be in. The new 16-valve Escorts.
And now the end is here, he's finished off the final ceiling. Outside she beams with pride, for not a spot of paint is peeling. They've stained each windowsill and covered each and every doorway. But more, much more than this, they've done it my way. In every room, in every hall, on skirting boards and kitchen walls, in every house, in every flat, they're painting gloss, they're painting matte. As Britain knows, the finish shows when you do it my way.
John Smith's bitter has a unique, full-bodied flavour.
Okay, how do I look? Like a woman about to go forth in sin.
Meet Mrs. Flax. She's not your conventional mom.
Charlotte, we're Jewish.
They're not your conventional family.
Nah.
Mermaids, a coming-of-age comedy.
Mary didn't even kiss Joseph, and look what happened to her.
Starring Bob Hoskins, Winona Ryder, and Cher.
You see that woman there? That's my mom. And when I grow up, I want to be just like yours.
Mermaids, coming soon to Sky Movies Plus.
In association with Ford, John Fashanu and Wimbledon in the Club Show, Wednesday evening at 6:30 on Sky Sports.
Welcome back to the Monday Night Football half-time. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Manchester United 2. 7 shots from Rangers, 5 from United, but they lead. 3 of Queen's Park Rangers on target, 4 from United. Tight all the way down. Just 13 free kicks conceded. Look, 2 offsides. And the 1 booking. There's a gentleman in Ayr, incidentally, tonight. Got £65,000 riding on this match. That's his prize from a 12-match accumulator if United win. I hope you're enjoying it, sir. George Best and Kenny Dalglish, our guests in the studio tonight. Let's have a look at, well, might have turned the match, hasn't yet, but who knows. Mark Hughes out of this match after, what, a quarter of an hour or so. Kenny Dalglish, you've been quite critical of the number of these challenges creeping back into the match this year, haven't you? What do you make of that one?
Obviously, the intent from a player can only be answered by the player himself. Alan's gone in with his right foot on the floor, but I think it's his left foot that's done the damage to Mark Hughes. As I say, it's difficult for people to to interpret a guy's intentions when he's going to totally committed, but obviously his left foot's a little bit high. As I say, it's they themselves know if they're doing wrong, and some people get with the intent that we're going to get the first one in, and if the referee doesn't book us, well, at least we've got away with it, and someone's going to be injured. And for Manchester United, it's a blow that Mark Hughes has gone off, but as I say, at half-time, they're sitting there 2-1 up, and deservedly so, I think.
Let's have a look at the incident when I think Steve Bruce was appealing for a handball here to United. Now, George, what did you make of this? Let's see if we can sort it out.
Well, it looks to me it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. If you notice, if it runs on a little bit, Brucey doesn't claim until... I think someone else has claimed before him. Look, he hasn't done anything yet. And all of a sudden he decides to claim for it. But, no, I think it would have been a bit harsh to give a handball. I thought it was Brucey that handled the ball and he appealed for it. Typical.
Darren Peacock flashed one against the bar. This was a let off Kenny, wasn't it?
Unfortunately for Rangers, it was his own bar. It's a difficult ball to defend against him. Darren's just tried his best to get away, but unfortunately he's miskicked it a little bit and given himself a couple of footers. But it's a hard ball to defend against. But if Manchester United's too wide, people are going to get plenty of crosses in.
You were drooling over the first goal, weren't you? It started way back this. And
started with Gary Pallister. I think it's run on a little bit, isn't it? You've got a fan club here. Now he starts further back here, Gary Pallister won a tackle and have knocked it forward. A tremendous amount of passes. I think they might be a little bit fortunate here. I don't think Lee Sharp hits it as well as he could have, but that's a great piece of athleticism from Paul Ince.
That's what happens when it's going for you. A little bit like Gary Parker's strike yesterday, wasn't it? Took a big hop on the way in, but counted.
Well, Ince is probably Man U's best player in the first half.
Great reaction there.
Obviously, that's a player before. He's very alive and alert. He's gone behind him and he's reacted well to it and he put it away.
A very Dennis Law-like finish, George, wasn't it?
Yeah, amazing reactions. As we said, a little bit fortunate. It gets a deflection here. Full back thought it was going wide. And it's a terrific reaction. Yeah. And as Kenny said, a great move right from the back. Terrific.
Ryan Giggs, route one, but it counts. They all do, of course, don't they?
I think Terry Francis won't be too happy here. I think they pushed up a little bit too far. The ball's just over the halfway line, and they're almost up on the arc, near to the halfway line. He's knocked it over the top. He's been very, look, he's away before he's kicked, Giggs. He's just taking a chance he's going to be onside. And finished it tremendously well. I mean, I think he's finished it right. I thought he'd have been offside and heard the whistle or something. But he's a very talented young man, and given the right guys, I'm sure he's going to go tremendously far in the game.
Well, Queen's Park Rangers needed to get back into this match. Bradley Allen's given them some hope, George, almost on half-time this.
Yes, they looked really downright, didn't they? I mean, the match has been frantic and frenetic.
That is not the incident I think we're waiting for, is it? This one is.
Yes, they had to get back, and Paul Parker had taken a real nasty knock earlier. Schmeichel will be very disappointed. He's made a terrific save, but the lads reacted tremendously well. And give them a sniff when they looked down and out, really, just before half-time, so they're back in it. And the second 45 minutes are as hectic and exciting as the first. We're in for some game, I'll tell you.
You got tired watching, didn't you?
I said I was knackered after 10 minutes, just watching it, yeah.
2-1 to Manchester United on the Monday Night Football. We'll be back here at Loftus Road with the whole of the second half in a moment or so. It'll be a cracker too.
A good player requires skill and flair. A good team needs tactics, a battle plan. Join Andy Gray and his team each week as they examine the strategy behind successful soccer. The Boot Room, every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on Sky Sports.
1.6 16-valve engine. Side impact bars. And a new body. It's the shape to be in. The new 16-valve Escorts.
I'm a Terminator.
The movies on Sky in February.
Is this some kind of bust?
Very impressive, yes.
Leslie Nielsen.
How you doing, Trooper?
Naked Gun 2 and a half. Johnny Depp.
Edward.
Edward Scissorhands.
What do you think he meant? Shoot. Start firing.
Let him have it. Gene Hackman. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio.
Get rid of her.
Class Action.
What have you done, Marty?
Michael Keaton. One Good Cop. Bruce Willis.
Are you gonna die?
Hudson Hawk.
You're really real.
Schwarzenegger is back. Terminator 2.
Hasta la vista, baby.
If you're not getting Sky's 3 movie channels,
Pick it up, pick it up.
pick up the phone and dial 0506 460000.
Trust me.
Sky Television is issuing new viewing cards with the number 07 on the back of the card. When you receive your new card, use it immediately. And if everything is satisfactory, destroy your old card. Any problems? Call Sky on 0506 460000 and continue to use your old card until the problem has been rectified. Watch out for your new 07 viewing card.
Welcome back to the Rangers Stadium. 2-1 to Manchester United at half-time. Commentators Andy Gray and Ian Dark.
Thanks a lot, Richard, and Kenny Dalglish and George Best for your half-time comments. Perfect night here, and a cracking match between Queen's Park Rangers and Manchester United. It really is. United are 2-1 up here. No substitutions at half-time. And settle back and enjoy what should be a very good second half here as Queen's Park Rangers try to chase this match. United get us underway in their red shirts, attacking now the goal to your left. United on this really splendid run, which has included wins over Coventry, Spurs, Oldham, Manchester City, Norwich and Arsenal, and draws with Sheffield Wednesday and Chelsea. The good news for United, by the way, is that Dion Dublin will also be available within the next month or so. He should be training again next week, Alex Ferguson says. Here's McClare, knocking this on for Giggs, trying to find Sharp, but Bardsley was there. Ince gets it forward, the offside flag is up, gives us a chance to get some news from Nick Collins.
Well, just very quickly, Ian, the referee John Martin called both managers into his room. Jerry Francis first, then Alex Ferguson. They were in there several minutes. When they emerged, the argument between them was still going on, one has to say. It was all designed to calm things down, although it didn't work 100%.
Thanks a lot, Nick. That argument over the challenge by Andy Sinton on Paul Parker in the first half.
And I think a little measure of the importance that both those men put on this game tonight.
Rangers in 6th place and Manchester United 3rd at the start of play. And just to remind you, United will go back to the top if they hold on to the win here. Parker. McClare is in there. And Roberts handles it easily enough in the end. Bardsley, who's now an England international, of course. Bailey as well. Ince chesting this one down, but Rangers have it back again with Barker. Out to Andy Sinton. And he can hit them with the right foot from this kind of range. Schmeichel shouting at his defence there to try and close Sinton down.
Well, he comes inside Andrei Kanchelskis, and Paul Parker just stands off You do feel that Paul had to put him under a little bit more pressure there, not allow the shot.
Well, you remember that Andy Sinton scored that absolute cracker on the opening day of our Monday night football against Manchester City. Got a hat-trick recently too against Everton. Now Impey, and Pallister is across. That's good scurrying from Barker. Now Impey. Rangers buoyed up by Jerry Francis, half-time team talk, no doubt. Coming out searching for an early equaliser.
Well, neither manager would have had much time for a team talk, according to Nick Collins.
Kanchelskis here is goal side of Wilson, and he's put it away in emphatic fashion. Andrei Kanchelskis marks his return to the United starting lineup with a superb goal, his second of the season. The other was against Leeds, and that was a great finish.
Wow, there've been 4 now. Fabulous finishes to moves. And this was a magnificent ball, first and foremost. Look at the way it's threaded into the space for Kanchelskis. But it's his finish that's so impressive. Across Roberts, into the far corner. Absolute textbook. Watch this. Too many players with it in the near post area. Not Kanchelskis. Across it goes. That's always going to be a goal there.
Well, we've seen some really wonderful finishes here tonight. Andrei Kanchelskis, the 23-year-old Ukrainian, is the man currently in the news at Loftus Road. He's looked sharp as well tonight. It's he who heads it on towards Giggs. Now Bailey. Rangers with a 2-goal deficit once again. And they find another response. Here's the workaholic Holloway. Bardsley whipped in low, but Pallister was covering on the near post. Holloway again. Now Barker. Sinton. Barker's ball is not quite what he had in mind, I think. There's Mark Hughes. Well, it looked bad for United when he had to go off early on, but United have come up with 3 goals in his absence. He's got 6 or 7 stitches, we understand, in that leg injury.
It's another late tackle on the far side here on Paul Parker again. I think John Martin may take some sterner action this time, Ian. Simon Barker, I think, is the culprit.
Parker, let's just have a look what happened here, Andy.
See, the ball's cleared, and there you see the foot spin. He goes in to clear the ball, but it's one of those that's real difficult, you know, to judge. I've seen those happen many times. It's his follow-through after he's cleared the ball, Paul Parker, that catches the soul of the incoming player, and it is real painful.
I'll tell you something, Andy, if Paul Parker's back among friends at Loftus Road tonight, he'd hate to meet enemies, wouldn't he? Don't think that Alex Ferguson is too impressed. And Jerry Francis, who was in a little contretemps with the rival manager in the first half. Poor old Paul Parker. It has not been the happiest of returns personally for him.
I mean, look at the ball from Sharp there. It's absolutely perfect for him. But it's here, it's 2 touches is important. First one sets it up on his right foot. The second one, we always try and tell young players, that type of angle, go across the goalkeeper. What a ball from Lee Sharp.
Andrei Kanchelskis with the emphatic finish. I must say Lee Sharp has taken the eye tonight. And he was saying that when he caught the viral meningitis, first of all, he thought his number was up. It can be potentially fatal. Luckily, he had a milder strain of it. And it's good to see him back in action. Not the Queen's Park Rangers are currently thinking that. Sinton trying to find a way through. Irwin finding the substitute Phelan. Untouched football from United. Ball gets a little bit tight. Leicester. Dennis Bailey. Dennis Bailey needs a step ladder to get into some of those aerial challenges with big Gary Pallister. Here's Clive Wilson. United 3-1 up. And set, it would seem, to go back to the top of the Premier Division. But are there more twists and turns in this plot yet to come?
What Queen's Park Rangers have got to guard against is over-committing themselves forward, Ian. And I mean that if they do that, then with United having the pace of Giggs and Kanchelskis in particular, they really could be punished. But there'll come a time, if it stays like this, when they have to gamble on losing more goals to get back in the game.
Now, Queen's Park Rangers have a corner. Peacock is forward. So too is MacDonald on the near post. Neither of them get there. Giggs, United on the counter with McClare. Giggs breaking down the middle. Kanchelskis wide on the right. Sharps making a move in the middle. And Bardsley with a very, very well-timed challenge.
Well, that's exactly the situation I was talking about. They're defending, but they break very, very quickly, using Kanchelskis' pace.
Kanchelskis making another break down the right-hand side, and Bardsley's challenge was perfection. David Bardsley, the two clubs eyeing him, and Rangers signed no deal. There's Barker, who's been in and out of the Rangers side this season. But, with Ray Wilkins out, he'll certainly be a fixture, one would imagine, for the next couple of months, even though he's on the transfer list. Now here's Giggs for United. And Sharps cross, and Roberts out very quickly.
Oh, he is tremendous when he's delivering balls from wide, Lee Sharp. And that, again, was bent into the perfect area.
Now, here is Bardsley. McClare. Now, here's Kanchelskis, Wilson. Sinton. Now, what can Wilson come up with this time? Cross towards Bailey, but Pallister is the king of everything when the ball is off the ground. And a challenge between Ince and Sinton. Rangers take the free kick quickly. Allen with the 1-2 with Sinton. And Ince getting it away. Now here is Bardsley. MacDonald is there. Dropping down for Bradley Allen, but the flag had gone up.
I think the whistle gone for a foul. Alan McDonald on big Gary Pallister. They're the two big men clashing. And the referee judging that Alan McDonald was an illegal challenge. Not so sure there's an awful lot in that, Ian, seeing it for the second time. Perhaps Alan McDonald a little harshly done by there. Difficulty they've got, Queen's Park Rangers, in many ways, as well as when they get the ball 35, 40 yards from goal. More often than not, Manchester United have 11 men, even in that small area between the ball and their own goal.
Here's Lee Sharp again for United. Giggs. Nicely into McClare, and Wilson with the important foot in.
Oh, this is a vital challenge as well. It's a great take from Brian McClare. And Clive Wilson's just tucked in far enough to make the challenge.
Andrew Impey. Chance to run Dennis Irwin. which he does. Irwin is across very well. Getting good goal-scoring form as well this season, Dennis Irwin, as well as defending the Republic of Ireland international, who was once given a free transfer by Leeds United, which is a bit hard to credit these days. Here's Impey's corner. Peacock trying to reach it. And United stoutly defending their 3-1 lead.
Tell you what, there was another hand flying about in there as that corner come over.
Wilson. Rangers pushing forward. If they were to get another goal, this really could be quite something. And it hasn't been half bad, has it, already? Look at this from McClare. Support arriving. He looks up, he tries to find Sharp. Now Giggs. Might still be something for United. It's still Ryan Giggs. Keelan looking for the flick on. And Rangers just can't get it away. It was looking for something very spectacular. Now here's Impey. Rangers who've only lost here twice this season, against Liverpool and against Crystal Palace. And Sinton will be disappointed about that.
That was a great tackle from Big Alan McDonald there as United broke and exposed them again. Brian McClare did ever so well to hold it up and just drift it into Lee Sharp's path, but McDonald was timely with his tackle, and it was so important.
Steve Bruce. You just wonder whether that third goal by Kanchelskis might have been a killer as far as Queen's Park Rangers were concerned.
I don't see many heads drop though. Even in all fairness to Queen's Park Rangers, they still seem to me as if they believe they can get back in that, and they're certainly still playing with a pace about their game.
Pallister was doing a spot of pushing on Bradley Allen. Pallister named as the PFA Player of the Year last season. Bardsley's free kick. Again, it's won by Pallister. Impey. Peacock is trying to close in on it, and Parker did well there to get his body between the ball and Peacock. Here's Sinton's corner for Rangers. Schmeichel has not got there, but Bruce did. Holloway's cross. Irwin's clearance. Back in by Bardsley. United penned in their own half for the moment. Here's Holloway. And an offside flag had gone up on the right-hand side.
You can see the difficulty, can't you? I think United are quite happy to absorb pressure. They really have great belief in their defensive ability. It's a very, very close decision, but Big Alan McDonald, I think, probably fractionally offside. I don't know what he's doing up there, the big man.
There's the offside count, only 2 apiece. And from this observer's point of view, that's good to see. Certainly makes for flowing entertainment. Lee Sharp. Curving cross, Kanchelskis was trying to get there ahead of McDonald, but the Rangers keeper was always going to be the winner there.
I just wonder if Jerry Francis has got in his mind thinking about using big Gary Thompson. Certainly as the second half goes on and they don't manage the breakthrough, if they then are forced to knock more longer balls, then certainly the physical presence of Gary Thompson, who we all know is very, very good in the air, that certainly might pose the Manchester United central defenders a bit more of a problem.
is Holloway, who's been suffering from food poisoning and lost 11 pounds last week. Fit now, Bailey. Allen. They can't get it up to Sinton because Ince is there.
He's everywhere. He really has been everywhere tonight, Paul Ince. Wherever the ball's been, whenever a defender has looked like he might be in difficulty, up popped Paul Ince to help him out.
You'd certainly like a pound for every yard he's covered, wouldn't you? In fact, there's one punter in Ayr who stands to win £65,000 if United win, and imagine what he must be going through at the moment. It's looking good for him. And if you are watching, sir, good luck to you. Rangers have other ideas, though, to deny you of your money. Phelan. Peacock hits this long. Comfortable catching practice for Schmeichel, who's got a great long throw, and look at that! Just look at that for McLeod. He threw it 3/4 of the length of the pitch there, Peter Schmeichel. It really was quite astonishing.
Don't sound so surprised. He does it often, Ian, I tell you.
Well, the Rangers Stadium is a bit smaller than most, but he almost set up a goal with the throw directly. Phelan feeling that out wide, and he's taken a knock.
There's a fantastic weekend of top football on Sky Sports. It all starts Saturday with a Ford Super Sunday Extra, live from Highfield Road, Coventry. The Sky Blues and that man Mickey Quinn take on Oldham Athletic in association with Foster's. From then on, it's the FA Cup all the way. Sidelined Alan Shearer joins the Sky Sports commentators as his Blackburn teammates face a tricky tie at Second Division Crew in association with Sega. On Sunday, the 5th round draw exclusively live from FA headquarters. And then on Monday, the jewel in the 4th round crown, Arsenal against Leeds live. Two teams tipped for glory in '93, but in the cup there's no prize for second place. Fantastic.
With a new 1.6 16-valve engine, side impact bars, and a new body, it's the shape to be in. The new 16-valve Escorts.
Where can you find the most up-to-date information on what's on British Sky Broadcasting and when? Skytext. Where can you get the latest results on the top sporting events around the country? Skytext. And where can you find information on up-to-the-minute weather, travel, and holiday discounts from around the world? Skytext. If you're an AstroViewer with Teletext, then you can access hundreds of pages of constantly updated information on programs, holidays, or even the latest sports results. Skytext. One touch, and you're there.
Somebody said, get a life. So they did.
There was a murder.
Where are we going? I don't know. We're fugitives now.
This is a robbery.
Jesus Christ. Everything's changed.
I can't go back.
You're getting in deeper every moment you're gone.
Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis in Ridley Scott's Oscar-winning Thelma and Louise. The TV premiere coming Sunday, January 31st on the Movie Channel.
Wednesday at 8:30, the 2-hour premiere of a brand new series.
I just want to say I'm quitting the paper and joining the FBI.
6 young professionals balancing the excitement and challenge of their careers
You are being charged with murder in the 1st degree.
with their intriguing personal relationships. For them, the time of innocence is over.
She can't die, Ria.
The British premiere of The Round Table, Wednesday, 8:30 on Sky One.
So Rangers take off a defender to put on the extra forward, 33-year-old Gary Thompson, who really has been around. First made his impression with Coventry back in the late 70s, and it's been a long old road. West Brom, Sheffield Wednesday, Aston Villa, and a few other stops in between as well. Doesn't get very many opportunities, but Rangers clearly feel they need to provide some sort of threat to Pallister.
What they might be doing is trying to free Andy Sinton a little bit more to get involved in a sort of free roll. Looks like they've gone three at the back. The two midfield players have stayed in the centre. Dennis Bailey, it looks like they've asked to play wide left, and I would imagine they're going to try and get Andy Sinton free and get him the ball.
Andy Sinton, who's produced any number of typically darting runs tonight, but has never really managed to unlock that Manchester United defence. And these days, so few teams do. Although Sheffield Wednesday did crack 3 past them on Boxing Day. United preserving their unbeaten record, coming from 3-0 down on that occasion. Now Bruce to Giggs. Look at this. Oh. This young man is a star. Lovely to see that kind of thing, isn't it?
With such confidence, the youngster, isn't he? Great belief in his own ability. That's so important in football.
Here he is again. That's not a bad ball aimed towards Ince. Good covering from Rangers, though. Now Sinton. Here's Thompson looking for his first touch, but he's denied it by Parker. And Thompson wins the ball back with that challenge.
Well, that's typical of Gary Thompson. The one thing he will do in the short time on, I'm sure, he'll let the defenders know he's around.
Sinton, Thompson. Sinton again. They still have it. Holloway. Lots of blue and white hoops in the middle. And Thompson going up in his first challenge with Pallister. But once again, Mount Everest, alias Gary Pallister, is the winner. This time it's Bruce who wins it. Now Ince. Giggs is out wide. McClare's on the left. It's Giggs he chooses. Sharp and McClare and Ince all in there, and that took a deflection on the way for a corner.
What they're always going to be vulnerable to now, isn't it? As we approach the final part of the game, is this break and the pace of Giggs. You do feel he was always going to cut in on his favoured left foot here. It just sits up a little bit and takes a deflection of a Clive Wilson.
United's corner. Sharp to take. Here's Steve Bruce. He's got away. He brings it down as well. That was cool. Kanchelskis. Is he going to find another firecracker? Bruce again. United just considering their options. And Bruce was fouled.
Went an amazing there, didn't he, Steve Bruce? He's thinking to himself, what am I doing in the right wing? Get in the middle there.
He's many things, Steve Bruce, but a right winger, I think, is not one of them. But he got United the free kick. Kanchelskis. Here is Bailey. Easy for Irwin. And Rangers are not going to get back into this with balls like that.
A little bit of desperation creeping in as well, you sense, in Queen's Park Rangers. Look so confident, Manchester United, really do.
Sharp. That's good from him. There's a lot of flair in the side as well, isn't there?
Well, there's a lot of flair, and if you ally that with the strength and defence that they've got, Ian, then you can understand why they're such a threat this year. Plus the fact that all these so-called flair players that Manchester United have got, they don't have to work hard for the rest of the side when they haven't got the ball.
I must say the blend does look good. Having said that, so did Villa's yesterday. They meet, by the way, on March the 14th at Old Trafford. It'll be on Sky Sports. Don't worry about that. Here's Bruce with the header. Falls back to him again, does it? No, not quite, because Thompson was back there. Away. And now here's Bartley. And now the chant from the travelling Manchester United fans is United top of the league, which they certainly will be if they hold on to this. Irwin was looking for the early ball. Giggs was far post, but not quite.
I think what's so good about this performance at the moment from United is even at 3-1 approaching, coming up to their last 10 minutes, they still want to go forward, looking for more goals.
Let's have a look at some of the football coming up on Sky Sports. Tomorrow, Cardiff against Swansea in the Autoglass Trophy. That's a very important game down in South Wales, I can tell you. Bristol Rovers v Villa in the FA Cup. Big Mal and Big Ron, of course, revisited. And Coventry and Oldham in the Premier League live this Saturday at 5 o'clock. Unusual time. Make a date for that. 5 p.m. for Coventry and Oldham. Offside. And it was Bradley Allen who was offside, and I think he's in a bit of trouble.
He's certainly offside, but whether he's trying to gain any advantage or whether he's actually interfering with play, he's been sat like that for about the last 2 or 3 minutes. It's an anxious look at his watch for Jerry Francis, and understandably so. But I suppose a lot happier Alex Ferguson.
Well, 6 managers since Sir Matt Busby have tried to bring the title to Old Trafford. Wolf McGuinness, Frank O'Farrell, Tommy Docherty, Dave Sexton, Ron Atkinson, and now Alex Ferguson as number 6. Will he be the one who is successful? Bradley Allen there. Oh, what's the matter with him here, I wonder? Let's have a look, Andy.
I mean, the way he stretches there with his right leg. Not so sure whether he's just got a little bit of cramp in that. It looked like that, they were stretching it. Looked like the physiotherapist was just stretching his calves out a little bit there. But he certainly had to work very hard tonight, Bradley Allen.
Well, happily he's all right again. Remember last year it was Queen's Park Rangers who posed the first question marks about United's title challenge with that 4-1 win at Old Trafford. So I think victory for United tonight, if they do hold on to it, would be that little bit extra sweet for them, because they keep on being reminded about that particular game. I think, to be fair, it was that fixture pile-up they had at the end that was more the problem for them. 4 games in 9 days and only 1 point from it. Not to mention the form of Leeds United, of course.
Well, if you're going to be successful, Ian, you also have to cope with that sort of pressures. All the sides that have been over the years have been able to cope with playing with 4 games, 5 games, whatever, in short spaces of time. That's what's made them the successful sides.
And it's been an interesting test of United tonight without Cantona, without Hughes, and the men who've come in have done well for them. And this is one of them, Kanchelskis. Giggs is in the middle. He's going on his own with the left foot this time.
He's looked vulnerable tonight, Clive Wilson, whenever anyone has cut in on the inside and taken him on his right side. He's also obviously happier, Clive Wilson, when people are taking him on the outside and he's left. But anyone who's cut in tonight has earned himself a little bit of space. Because Chelsea's can't just keep the shot down.
Doesn't look half a bad player for a reserve, does he?
Well, I think that's the thing that the rest of the Premier League are acknowledging, is that he really has, Alex Ferguson, got a real strong squad. You know, how comfortable must it be for him to lose one of his strikers and then just be able to put in someone like Ryan Giggs? I mean, what a threat he poses to opposing back fours.
Bardsley playing this long. At the moment, Queen's Park Rangers not providing much of a threat to United's 2-goal cushion. Knocked on by Thompson, then Bailey to Impey. This is more promising for Queen's Park Rangers. Bradley Allen trying to reach it, drops for Sinton. Danger here. Thompson trying to get there with the head. Now Impey. Holloway's low ball is not the right one because it's easy in the end for Steve Bruce. Keep going on about Manchester United never winning the championship in the last quarter of a century, but they have finished in the top 4 for 6 of the last 10 seasons. That is pretty consistent, and no less, mind you, than their faithful would expect, given the size and prestige of the club.
What the faithful expect, Ian, is a championship sitting at Old Trafford.
Will they get it this time? Ballins doesn't succeed there, but he succeeded in most other things he's tried tonight, including one spectacular goal, which, as Richard Keys so rightly said at half-time, had a shade of the Dennis Law about it. McClare. Now Kanchelskis. Parker's making an overlapping run. Bruce opts for the safety route. There's the Ukrainian Kanchelskis again. Bruce, only to Sinton for Rangers. Bailey. Allen. And too tight. Sharp had read it.
That's what I mean. That's a little example, Ian, of the work that the so-called quality players, or flair players, put in this side. Right on in the game, strolling 3-1 up. 5 minutes to go, and Sharp was back there in his own box, helping his defenders.
But once Pallister doesn't win it in the air, but Irwin was behind him. Dennis Irwin, who has the distinction of appearing in 3 successive League Cup finals for Oldham and Manchester United. Now Bardsley. Thompson out now to Sinton. No room for the cross. At the moment, every avenue is a cul-de-sac for Queen's Park Rangers. And that's a nice ball for Kanchelskis, who uses his pace again. McClare arriving on the far post, and here's Giggs on the near post.
Well, I thought he was just going to pull the trigger there, Ryan Giggs. As Andrei Kanchelskis rolled it across the box to him. See it here, he slides it across. I thought he's just going to pull the trigger. Decides to take it wide, and it just closes out on him.
Well, there's been a lot of style about United's performance tonight. They have a corner now. Pallister with the dummy. That's another corner. It's beginning to look like a happy trip back up the M1 and the M6 for Manchester United tonight. Here's Steve Bruce, beaten in the air by big Gary Thompson.
Well, I'll be quite happy to see this, Alex Ferguson. 2 or 3 corners the last 5 minutes. Keeps the ball well away from United's goal. And they'll just take as much time up here as they possibly can.
Some of the jockeying for position that goes on in any Premier Division game with the corner. It arrives here. Bruce is there with the header, and knocked in by Giggs, is it?
Free kick against Steve Bruce on Gary Thompson. John Martin was very quick on the whistle there. I think he felt that Steve Bruce uses an arm here. So watch the corner come over. Just watch Steve Bruce here. Just leans on Gary Thompson slightly. What a great save though from a goalkeeper. He wouldn't have known a free kick had been given.
I'll tell you what, there would have been a furious row about whether that was over the line or not. And we were saved all of that because Bruce had been doing some pushing. Good action though. Leclerc. This is promising for United. Pinchelskis again. More players arriving. Giggs can't get there because McDonald got the important foot in. And yet another Manchester United corner. This is exactly what Queen's Park Rangers don't want, as it eats into the fast diminishing time available. United not getting very many men forward this time. Ooh, Roberts there has given it to Bruce. Steve Bruce.
Sensed a little bit of glory one felt there, didn't he, Steve Bruce? When Roberts doesn't quite collect it. As it drops down here, I think if this had been early in the game, I'm sure they'd be looking for someone else. It's late on, senses a little bit of glory. The finish not quite there.
And this relieved man in the ground was Tony Roberts. Pushing by Irwin, free kick, Rangers. But under 3 minutes remaining now. Bardsley, it was away by Parker. Parker, Bardsley, on the left foot, not a bad try, but it's not going to trouble Schmeichel from that kind of range. Here's McLeod, 2-on-2, Giggs, Pinchelskis making a run. Holloway is back, and the linesman's flag went up for pushing by Pinchelskis, I think.
I'm not so sure I agree with the linesman in that situation. Ref had a great view of it though, so he must have done.
Thompson. Can Rangers produce some late drama? Time is very, very tight indeed now. Oh, play on, says the referee. Perhaps a little surprisingly. John Martin, the 53-year-old referee, has had a pretty good game. Phelan, who's won Division 3 and Division 2 championship medals, and he'd love one in the Premier Division. His previous medals in his Burnley and Norwich days. Well, it's really boiling into a juicy run into the Premier Division Championship. There's no doubt about it. Villa turned on the style yesterday, and Manchester United, fair to say, have done that away from home tonight to return to the top. Lee Sharp down injured.
Well, I said Gary Thompson would let a few defenders know he was around, but he's obviously decided he's going to let one or two forwards know he's around as well.
Lee Sharp, what a bargain United got when they paid Torquay £100,000 for him. He would be worth, I would think, what, 30, 40 times that in the currently inflated market.
Well, I can't quite work that out, but when it comes to money, I'll bow to your vast knowledge on that.
I should be so lucky. Well, it's easy, isn't it? 100,000 times 30, 3 million. I'll send Andy to his arithmetic lessons after the match. Giggs Low and hard, interesting ball. No red shirt there. Sinton away for Rangers. Bruce. Wilson. Bailey. Sinton. With possibly one of the last chances Rangers will have to run at this United defence. Phelan is back there. And I must say, Manchester United, especially in this second half, have looked solidity itself at the back. You can see why they give away so few goals, Andy. United fans have already started whistling for time. Rangers trying to come forward again. And another counter-attack is on here. Ince, look at this for a run late in the game. And he's already covered every blade of grass. Paul Ince, it's a bit early to talk about it, but he would be, I think, an early contender, or certainly on any shortlist for Footballer of the Year, Player of the Year titles. Sinton cannot control it. Parker, his old mate, is going to have the last laugh despite being in the wars here. Kanchelskis, Giggs is in the middle. United could grab a fourth, but Kanchelskis just wanted to do a bit too much that time and says sorry to his teammates.
They've just been guilty of over-elaborating a little bit when they broke there. Ryan Giggs was miles in the clear, and really, Kanchelskis just needed to roll the ball across the box for him.
Rangers with Bradley Allen, their goal scorer. Freak deflection, Schmeichel gets there in the end. Over 2 minutes now into injury time. It looks like the game's up for QPR, Andy.
It looks like we're going to get the third leader of the Premier League this weekend.
Just underlining what a fascinating title race this is. Norwich were top on Saturday night. Aston Villa were top last night. Manchester United are going to be top after this. 3 leaders in 3 days. Leclerc's chasing this one. The wrong puts McDonald. Here's Kanchelskis. This might be number 4. Kanchelskis. I had Giggs in the middle, and Giggs wanted that ball, and Kanchelskis went it alone. But it won't matter. Manchester United are top of the Premier League. It's been another very good night for Alex Ferguson and his assistant Brian Kidd, and Gerry Francis shakes hands despite their arguments and exchange of words in the first half. There are certainly some shaking hands. I'm not quite sure whether Gerry Francis actually shook hands with Alex Ferguson. Paul Ince, certainly contender for man of the match. Ryan Giggs, who scored the second goal with some aplomb. Cool lob. Kanchelskis, the third, which maybe broke Queen's Park Rangers' hearts. Low, hard, drill finish. And Queen's Park Rangers now overtake Aston Villa on goal difference at the top. There's your check.
3 goals and 3 points for Manchester United, and that